Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so we are back and we did exercise number 1 and number 2 in class, but we didn't have time for number 3 or the listening. So we are going to do that right now. If you want to pause the video and we will do the answers and then listen. Okay, so question number 3. How much do you know about world cities? Do the quiz and find out. Click A, B, or C. So question number 1. This was voted the most picturesque city in the world, home to 177 canals and many famous landmarks. The number of tourists it gets each day is higher than the entire population. A, B, C, Venice, Amsterdam, or Copenhagen? Venice. Number 2, this island city is also its own country. Known for its quality of life, it's the cleanest city in the world. Chewing gum is banned. And anyone caught littering has to pay a large fine in cleaning the pavements. Monaco, Singapore, or Honolulu? Well, Honolulu. Oh, it says Singapore. Number 3, this is the city of parties. Known for its round-the-clock nightlife and vibrant music scene, it's also home to a famous annual carnival. Sadly, much of the city was destroyed by a hurricane in 2005. Rio de Janeiro, Miami, or New Orleans? Well, Hurricane New Orleans. That's New Orleans. All right, number 4. This city has more skyscrapers than any other city in the world, but not enough land. And the high population density makes housing extremely expensive. It's also one of the world's wealthiest cities. Hong Kong, New York, or Tokyo? Hong Kong, okay? Number 5, this city is known for having the most densely populated slum in the world, where 1 million residents crowd into alleys in an area of 1 square mile. Overcrowding and the lack of basic facilities such as clean water are big problems, but the crime rate is surprisingly low. Jakarta, Mumbai, or Mexico City? Mumbai. All right, let's close that and go to the listening. Number 4, listen to the first part of the talk about cities mentioned in the quiz. Complete the sentences and type the answer.
Singapore's got strict laws for keeping the city clean, and tourists are often shocked at the tough punishments for things like chewing gum, littering, or smoking in public.
Oops. Hold on. I think, is there not a whole listening? Oh, here it is. Sorry, I couldn't see it. Back up, reverse. All right, here's the listening. And so read the question. It says, listen to the first part of the talk about the cities mentioned in the quiz. Complete the sentences. Okay, so there are laws in Singapore against chewing gum and littering. Let's hear the whole thing. Play.
Unit 4, page 49, exercise 4. Listen to the first part of a talk about the cities mentioned in the quiz. Then complete the sentences. Part 1.
Big cities are vibrant and lively, the centers of power, finance, fashion, and culture. But they face challenges as well. Let's look at a few interesting examples. Singapore's got strict laws for keeping the city clean, and tourists are often shocked at the tough punishments for things like chewing gum, littering, or smoking in public. Why gum? It's to stop people from putting it on bus seats or throwing it away on the pavement, creating a sticky mess. Singapore is also extremely strict on crime, which makes it one of the safest cities in the world. Venice has got many canals, but no roads, so if you want to get somewhere, it's either by water or on foot. Tens of thousands of tourists visit every day to admire the stunning palaces reflected in the water. But this water makes life tough during Aqua Alta, the floods that can come 60 times a year. Then tourists and residents alike can be seen walking around in special plastic or rubber boots in water that can come up to their knees.
Okay, so if you need to listen again, listen again. If not, we're going to go over the answers. So number 1, there are laws in Singapore against chewing gum, littering, and smoking in public. Number 2, Singapore is one of the cleanest and safest cities in the world. 3, transport in Venice is by, they said 2, water or foot. 1 big problem in Venice is the floods, or the acqua alta. And in Venice, people have to wear plastic or rubber boots because of the water. Okay, let me close that. Closing, close. There we go. And number 5. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay, it says listen to the second part of the talk and decide whether the sentence is true or false. Click T or F. All right, so we'll listen to the second half. Here we go. It's 1 minute and 41 seconds.
Page 49, exercise 5. Listen to the second part of the talk. Then decide whether each sentence is true or false. Part 2.
While Rio de Janeiro's carnival is the most famous in the world, New Orleans has its own carnival called the Mardi Gras. Jazz was born here in this city of celebrations and dancing, where you can hear music being played on every street corner. When Hurricane Katrina hit New Orleans in 2005, almost 80% of the city was destroyed, leaving hundreds of thousands of people homeless. More than a decade later, the city is still trying to rebuild its neighborhoods. When you think of skyscrapers, you think of New York, but Hong Kong wins when it comes to numbers. It's got nearly 8,000 buildings over 14 stories high. Hong Kong is one of the world's leading financial centers and has one of the highest percentages of millionaires. But most residents live in tiny flats because housing is so expensive. In narrow alleys filled with rubbish, the million residents of the Dharavi slum in Mumbai live 10 to a room. Despite the terrible living conditions, Dharavi is an amazing place. People have set up hundreds of small factories where they work hard producing anything from jeans to furniture, and these products are sold all over the world. There's also a real sense of community here, which may be the reason why crime in Dharavi is so rare.
Okay, first question. The Mardi Gras is not the most famous carnival in the world. True or false? That is false. True? Clear, because the most famous is Rio. Okay? Jazz began in New Orleans. That is true. Number 3, New Orleans has recovered from Katrina. False. It's happened in 2005 and they're still recovering. 4, Hong Kong has got about 8,000 skyscrapers. True. Most residents of Hong Kong are wealthy. False. There are furniture factories in Dharavi. True. The products of Dharavi are sold only in India. False. And crime rates in Dharavi is low because of strict laws. False. Okay. They said a sense of community. All right. And the last one, describing cities, it says talk about various aspects of a city you love or have visited. Think about some of the following and make notes, then discuss with your partner. This I hope to do when we get back to class. All right, that should be all. I'm going to stop it. Bye-bye.